Happy Friday, Siegel Safari. It's Mrs. Siegel. I'm back to read 3 more chapters of The Big Blueberry Barf-Off. Let's jump right into it. Yesterday I read chapters 1 through 3. Today we are going to start with chapter 4, My Arch Enemy. Crench didn't say a word. He just pointed. I let out a groan when I saw the kid in the center of the crowd. Ugh. That spoiled rich kid, Sherman Oaks, my arch enemy. He had a big, toothy grin on his face. He was holding up a glowing object, waving it around to the crowd. Sherman lives in the dorm across from Rittenhouse, the dorm we all hate. I can't even say the name of his dorm. When I say it, my teeth curl. My nose twitches, and my lips swell up like salamis. It's called, deep breath, Bernie, deep breath, Nice House. What kind of kid would want to live in a dorm called Nice House? More kids joined the crowd around Sherman. Kids were oohing and eyeing. Join in. Ooh, ah. Something glowed like gold on Sherman's wrist. What was he showing off this time? I started to push my way through the crowd, but I stopped when I saw April, May, June standing next to Sherman. She was holding onto his arm, smiling at him. April, May, June, the hottest, coolest girl in the whole 4th grade. April May has wavy blonde hair, shiny blue eyes, and a smile almost as dazzling as mine. The girl is totally crazy nuts about me, only she doesn't know it yet. I elbowed some gawky 5th graders aside and stepped up to Sherman. What is that on your wrist? I asked. Some kind of skin rash? Have you tried calamine lotion? Sherman turned and flashed me his smug, 65-tooth smile. It's my digital watch, Bernie, he said. He shoved it in front of my face. The sunlight beamed off the gold band so bright it hurt my eyes. It has 42 different functions, Sherman said, and it cost $500. My parents sent it to me because they think that they can buy my love with fancy electronics. My mouth dropped open. 42 functions. April May squeezed Sherman's arm. Show him what it can do, Shermy. Shermy? My girlfriend, only she doesn't know it yet, was calling Sherman Oaks Shermy. Sherman swung the watch up so everyone could see it. Ooh, ah. Give me a break. Why didn't they stop all that oohing and eyeing? Well, it's a camera, of course, Sherman said, and a video player, a phone, a Palm Pilot, an MP3 player, a printer, a tiny computer. Here's the keyboard. He pushed a button, and a computer keyboard slid out. Then he pushed another button, and a piano keyboard appeared. Check it out. It is a small George Foreman grill. It has a small George Foreman grill on it, Sherman announced. He opened the lid and showed it to everyone. Ooh, ah. I turned to Crench. It's got to weigh 200 pounds, I snickered. He'll sprain his wrist. Ooh, ah. That was Crench oohing and eyeing, traitor. Sherman showed how he downloads all his homework onto his watch, and he emails it to Mrs. Heine. I tugged April May aside. I had to pry her fingers off Sherman's arm to pull her away. What do you want, Bernie? She asked. She didn't look at me. Her eyes were still on the watch. Sherman was showing how he makes his own animated films on the watch. April May, I know he was boring you with that piece of junk, I said. How annoying. A watch with only 42 functions? I mean, that's so yesterday. April May rolled her beautiful blue eyes. What do you want, Bernie? Well, they're having dance lessons at the Student Center on Saturday, and... No way, Bernie, she said. I thought maybe you'd like to come with me, and... No way, Bernie, she said. Maybe we could take the dance lessons together, you and me. I know I could teach you some awesome new moves. No way, Bernie, she said. Is that a yes? I asked. No way, Bernie, she said. I'll take that for a definite maybe, I said. April May stuck her beautiful nose in the air. I can't go on Saturday, she said. Sherman is showing me the 12 hidden compartments in his watch. 12 hidden compartments? Ooh, Ah. Abram May hurried back to Sherman's side. Sherman still had his arm raised. He was snapping the gold wristband in everyone's face, showing off the crisp snap of real gold. April May held on to his arm and smiled into his smug, sneering face. The watch. The watch had hypnotized her into thinking Sherman was a good guy. 42 functions, 12 hidden compartments, solid gold. I started to shake. My whole body quivered and quaked. My eyes bulged. My tongue flopped out of my mouth. Feeman and Crench hurried up beside me. Bernie, what's wrong? Feeman asked. I've got to have that watch, I cried. It's mine. I can already feel it on my wrist. But how, Bernie? Feeman asked. How are you going to get it? Let's go back real quick. Here's a picture of Bernie at the I.B. Rotten statue. Remember the red nose? And then this is Sherman Oaks, his watch. And then this is April, May, June. Do you get it? April, May, June, like in the months. April, May, June. They're in order. But that's her name. Silly. All right, Chapter 5, My $1 Million Watch. I wonder how he thinks he's going to get that watch. I waited till all the kids hurried off to class. As April May trotted away, I saw her blow a kiss to Sherman. How sick is that? My girlfriend-to-be, who doesn't know it yet, blowing a kiss to Sherman Oaks? That gave me the dry heaves. I covered it up by pretending I was coughing. Then I turned and backed Sherman up against the statue of I.B. Rotten. Sherman, my friend, we have to talk, I said. Sherman let out a cry. I.B. Rotten's knee was poking him in the back. He held up the watch. You want to feel it? He asked. Go ahead. I'll let you touch it for 10 seconds, but don't get your paw prints all over it. I gazed at the watch. I started to drool. A $500 watch, huh? I said. Sherman grinned. Yes, my parents paid cash for it. You can do that when you're filthy rich. I blinked. The sunlight was reflecting off that shiny watch, the shiny watch face. It's solid gold, Sherman said. And did I mention it has 42 functions? Too bad, I said, lowering my eyes. Huh? Sherman squinted at me. Excuse me? Too bad, I repeated, shaking my head. Sherman pulled the watch away from me. Too bad? What do you mean, Bernie? Too bad, I said. I grabbed his shoulder and squeezed it. A guy like you walking around with a watch like that, it's sad. Sherman's mouth dropped open. Are you crazy? What's sad about it? They sell those in the supermarket, I said. Check this out. I grabbed his watch and twisted it over. Then I pretended to read the back. I knew it. It says Piggly Wiggly Food Stores on it. Sherman jerked the watch away. He squinted at the back. Huh? A supermarket watch? You've got to be kidding me. I shouldn't do this, I said, but you know I'm very generous when it comes to my friends. Sherman squinted at me. Give me a break, Bernie. Since when am I your friend? I'll tell you what, I said. I'll trade you my watch for yours. Huh? You're joking, right? Ha ha. I know it's a bad deal, I said. My watch is a lot more valuable than yours. Mine is priceless. It belongs in a museum, but what can I say? I'm a sucker. I'm willing to trade. I grabbed Sherman's watch and tried to slide it off his wrist. I hope he didn't see how eager I was. Whoa! Wait a minute, he said, cupping his other hand over the watch. What's so valuable about your watch? Think fast, Bernie. Think fast. It's from ancient Egypt. It has an engraving of the Egyptian sun god Ra. I shouldn't tell you this, Sherman, but my watch is probably worth $1 million. He stared at my watch. The ancient sun god Ra? Really? Let me see it, Bernie. He grabbed my wrist and checked out the watch. Bernie, that's Mickey Mouse, he said. Dude, you've got a Mickey Mouse watch. It's the sun god Ra, disguised as Mickey Mouse. I told him. You don't think Ra would show his own face, do you? Bye, Bernie, Sherman said. He picked up his zebra-skin backpack and started away. Wait, I cried. I can pay you for the watch, Sherman. Look. I pulled a fat wad of dollar bills from my pants pocket. It was my life savings, my eclipse money. Last Saturday night, I sold a bunch of second graders tickets to watch the eclipse of Mars. $2 each. They got to sit on the grass and stare at the sky. I told them how lucky they were. I told them the Martian eclipse happens only once every 3,000 years. But the kids were very confused. "Where is it? I don't see anything. I can't see Mars. It's too dark." "Of course, it's completely dark up there," I told them. "That's how you know it's an eclipse." So the kids had a great time rolling around in the grass, staying up all night, partying with their friends. And good old Bernie B made a bundle that night. And now I waved the big wad of cash in front of Sherman's nose. He sniffed it like a dog. "It's all yours," I said. "Cash money for your watch." Suddenly a shadow fell over me. I spun around and saw Headmaster Upchuck standing right behind me. His eyes weren't on me. They were on the thick wad of cash in my hand. "Bernie Bridges," the headmaster cried. "Young man, what are you doing with all that cash?" Chapter 6. Headmaster Upchuck. "Think again, Bernie. Think fast. Again, Bernie." I made my eyes go all wide and innocent. "Do you mean this money in my hand, sir?" I asked. "Yes, that money in your hand," Headmaster Upchuck replied. The headmaster is short and squat and bald, and he kind of waddles when he walks. He looks a lot like a duck. Some sixth-grade kids say he has webbed feet, but you can't believe sixth graders. I was surprised to see him out on the great lawn. The headmaster has his own little house and office next to the classroom building, and he seldom leaves it. "That's a very handsome suit you're wearing, sir," I said. "I like the stripes. Maybe you look at least a foot taller." "Bernie, the cash," he said. "What are you doing with all that money?" I held the wad of bills tightly in my hand. "This is money I've raised, sir, from all the kids," I said. "It's to build a statue of you, sir, right next to I.B. Rotten." I gave him a quick two-finger salute. "You belong here, sir. You inspired us all so much, we want to put your statue right here." "That's nice of you, Bernie," the headmaster said. "But I really think—" Sherman pointed to the wad of bills in my hand. "That's the money I donated, sir," he said. "I gave Bernie all that money. That's how much you mean to me, sir." "Whoa, wait!" I started to choke. "I appreciate that, Sherman," Headmaster Upchuck said, patting Sherman on the shoulder. "That's very generous of you. But, I sputtered. "I can't accept these donations, boys," Upchuck said. "Bernie, give Sherman back his money." I stared at the fat wad of bills. My eclipse money. My hard-earned cash. My hand started to shake. "But, sir, your statue, it will give us all such joy," I said. "Right now, Bernie," Upchuck snapped. "Give Sherman back his money." I had no choice. I handed the cash over to Sherman. Sherman had a big, evil grin on his face. He knew he was a rat who had just won big time. He stuffed my money into his sealskin wallet. Then he edged close to Headmaster Upchuck. Sherman slid $100 bill from his wallet. He pressed it into Headmaster's hand. "This is for you, sir," he said. "A little gift from the Oaks family." Upchuck stared at the $100 bill. "Sherman, are you trying to bribe me again?" he asked. "Yes, sir," Sherman replied. "Take it back," the headmaster said, stuffing it into Sherman's shirt pocket. "Aren't you boys late for class?" "Class, yes, sir," I said, "but I would gladly miss class to help build that statue of you. Perhaps we should start by having Sherman return that donation to me." The headmaster started to shake. He made a few sharp quacking sounds. "I'm shaking again," he said. "You always do this to me, Bernie. You always give me the quack shakes. Now get to class." "Okay, sir," I said. I gave him another two-finger salute. "Lovely to see you, sir. I do love that suit. Those big shoulders make you look very strong. I know you'll grow into them in no time." "Bernie, get to class!" he screamed. "Quack, quack!" He started quacking at the top of his lungs and tearing out his hair with both hands. Only he didn't have any hair. "Go away! Quack! Go away!" I can take a hint. I took off running across the grass to the schoolhouse building. Talk about rotten mornings. Sherman tricked me out of my money, and he still had the watch. I needed it. Needed it. I gazed up at the sun, rising golden and bright over the school grounds. It wasn't as bright as that watch. I had to have it. But how? How? That night at dinner, I knew how. I would do it. It all came to me in the crunch of a pizza crust. Chapter 17 is called Chipmunk. So what do you think Bernie's going to do? How do you think he's going to get that watch of Sherman Oaks? Hope you enjoyed this reading. Bye.